Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Putri Wulandari, and this is my video for the final test of syntax. And this is the part 1.
The first is deep structure. What is deep structure? Deep structure is a concept from Noam Chomsky's transformational generative grammar, referring to the underlying abstract forms of a sentence that represent its core meaning before any grammatical transformations are applied. Deep structure shows what a sentence really means, regardless of how it is finally spoken or written. Why is deep structure important? Because it is the first, helps explain ambiguities in language. The second, it shows how different sentences can share the same meaning. The third is useful in machine translation, language teaching, and parsing. Example of deep structure. The first, active and passive. The deep structure is the dog bites the man. The surface is the man is bitten by the dog. And the second is question formation. The deep is you can see what. The surface is what can you see. Criticism of deep structure. Some linguists argued it's too abstract. Modern syntax models simplify or avoid deep or surface distinctions and still useful for historical and theoretical understanding. The conclusion is deep structure is the basic form of a sentence that shows its real meaning before it is changed into the final version we speak or write. This idea comes from Noam Chomsky's grammar theory. For example, the sentences John loved Mary and Mary is loved by John look different, but they mean the same thing and come from the same deep structure. Deep structure helps us understand how sentences are made and why different sentences can have the same meaning. And the second is surface structure. What is surface structure? Surface structure is the final form of a sentence that we actually say, hear, or write. It is how a sentence looks or sounds after it has gone through grammatical changes from the deep structure. Relationship between deep structure. The first is deep structure contains the core meaning. The second is surface structure is the final sentence after a syntactic transformations. For example, the deep is John loves Mary. The surface is Mary is loved by John. Example of surface structure. The first is active to passive. The deep is the cat chased the mouse. The surface is the mouse was chased by the cat. The second is question formation. The deep is you can eat what? And the surface is what can you eat? Importance of surface structure helps us understanding sentences formation, use in parsing and analyzing language data, essential for teaching grammar and syntax. Criticism and modern views. Some argue that separating deep and surface is unnecessary. Minimalist syntax focuses on derivation, not layers, still a useful concept for learners and in early theory. The conclusion is surface structure is the final form of a sentence that we actually speak, hear, or write. It's the result of applying grammatical rules to the deep structure. Surface structure shows how a sentence appears after transformations, such as changing a statement into a question or forming the passive voice. Surface structure helps us understand how meaning is expressed through different sentence forms. Even when the core message remains the same, it plays an important role in grammar, sentence analysis, and language teaching. And that's all for the part 1. The next is the part 2. There is 3 diagram. Sorry for the mistakes, and thank you. And this is the part 2. There is 3 diagram. Number 1 is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Drops into 2 parts. There is NP and VP. The NP is divided into 2 parts. There is determiner and noun. The determiner is the, and the noun is breaks down into 2 parts. There is adjective and noun. The adjective is quick brown and noun is fox. For the PP is breaks down into 2 parts. 2, there is verb and PP. The verb is jump. The PP or prepositional phrase is divided into 2 parts. There is P as preposition and noun. The P is over, and the noun divided into 2 parts again. There is determiner and noun. The determiner is the noun is breaks down again into 2 parts. There is adjective and noun. The adjective is lazy, and the noun is dog. For the deep structure is subject and P. Subject and P is the quick brown fox. The verb is jumps, and the preposition phrase is over the lazy dog. Acts as adjust indicating direction or location. So the deep structure is the fox jumps over the dogs. And this is the number 2. The girl who is wearing a red dress is dancing. Breaks down into 2 parts. There is NP and VP. The VP is divided into 2 parts. There is determiner and noun. The determiner is the, and the noun divided into 2 parts. There is noun and close brace. The CP is divided into 2 parts. There is clause and sentence. The clause is who. The sentence is make again VP. There is auxiliary, verb and NP, pronoun phrase. The auxiliary is verb. The auxiliary is. The verb is wearing. And the NP is breaks down into 3 parts. There is determiner, adjective, and noun. Determiner is adjective is red, and the noun is dress. For the PP or verb phrase, there is auxiliary, and the auxiliary is dancing, and the auxiliary is, and the verb is dancing. Or the deep structure is the girl is there is two actually there is two sentences. The first is the girl is dancing, and the second is the girl is wearing a red dress. Then one sentence is changed in a relative clause using who is wearing a dress to describe the girl. This number 3 is Stefano saw the Heskila with the telescope. Breaks down into two parts. There is NP. The NP is the Stefano, and the VP is breaks down into two parts. There is verb is so, and the NP is breaks down into three parts. There is determiner is the, and the noun is Heskila, and PP are prepositional phrase. The PP is breaks down into three parts again. There is P or preposition is with, and determiner is the, and the noun is telescope. For the deep structure is instrumental interpretation. The telescope. Stefano used the telescope to Yaskila. Here the PP modifies. The verb phrase, and the second is modifier of NP or alternative. The Yaskila with telescopes means Yaskila had the telescope. Verb 4 is she believes that the earth is round. Breaks down into two parts. There are NP and VP. The NP or noun phrase is she. The VP or verb phrase divided into two parts. There is verb and clause phrase. The verb is believes, and the clause phrase of CP is divided into two parts. There is C and NP. The C is that, and the NP is divided into three parts. There are determiner, noun, and verb. The determiner is the noun is earth, and the VP divided into two parts. There is P and adjective. The V is and the adjective is round. For the deep structure is the first sentence is she believes. It's the main clause, and the second is the earth is round. As complement clause. So the deep structure contains both the person who believes and the idea that is believed. Number 5 is the house where I grew up has been demolished. Divided into two parts, there is NP. The NP is divided into three parts. There are determiner and CP. The determiner is the noun is house. The CP is divided into two parts. There is C and NP. The C is where, the NP is also divided into two parts. There is N and V. The N is I, and the V is grew up. The VP is divided into two parts. There is auxiliary and verb. The auxiliary is has been, and the verb is demolished. For the deep structure is also, there is two sentences. The first is I grew up in the house, and the second is the house has been demolished. Then they are combined using a relative clause with where and house. It reduces the house. So this is the surface structure of number 5. And that's all from me for the part 1 and the part 2 for the final text of syntax. Sorry for the mistakes, and thank you for listening. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.